Yeah, I was a big comic book fan. Always, any comic book I get my hands on, I pretty much read. When Ryan gave me a call, it was super easy for me. Our third film, working together, and anytime I get a chance to kind of play into that world, the fantasy and Marvel, for me was a no-brainer. Especially Black Panther. First time he's getting his origin story. Being able to see myself and characters on screen, representation, I think, is extremely important. So the fact that Marvel is backing this project at this time, I think, is extremely important, and I'm just proud to be a part of that conversation. It's something that me and Ryan definitely want to stay away from. As a typical, like, twirling the mustache, blow up the world type of, antagonist. We wanted people to understand where he was coming from, and the conversation between T'Challa and Killmonger is. You can argue both sides, you can kind of relate to one side or the other, and that's so great about the conversation. I'm really looking forward to the talks and the topics and things that will be happening after people actually watch the film. So yeah, I think it's an important one. Marvel's first Black, extremely wealthy, technologically advanced, country of Wakanda finally gets his introduction, to the rest of the world. I think, breaking down stereotypes of, what the outsiders would assume Africa would be like, and then Black Panther being, coy enough to play into those stereotypes to kind of keep, Wakanda safe and sound. And the conversation of going against old tradition versus new tradition. How do you evolve, to go from isolation to expanding into the world and being a little bit more involved in, foreign policy and stuff like that. So it's a very multi-layered film, and has a lot of tropes and themes. So, hopefully people would resonate with some of those things. Yeah, T'Challa is dealing with a lot. The loss of his father and him coming to his own on the throne and figuring out what kind of king is he going to be. And legacy is super important. Even Killmonger have issues with identity in his culture and his past, and figuring out what type of legacy he wants to leave behind for the future. So yeah, legacy is definitely a big part of this movie as well. I think he has a strong sense. He doesn't, and I think that's the thing with Killmonger. He had his identity and his culture kind of stripped from him and lack thereof. So he's trying to find out exactly what that means to him, and in the process, getting a little revenge. So yeah, it's an epic movie, multi-layered, action-packed, and hopefully people will take away from it more than just the just the superhero aspect of it all. Man, I just hopefully people take something away from the film they didn't expect going into it. I think that's the joy of being able to work with a big studio film like Marvel, but then also working with a talented visionary director like Ryan Coogler, that if you know his work, you know what he stands for, it's going to have characters that matter, have heart, and it's going to say something. So if we can do the both, I think we have a well-rounded movie.